Hey, well, it has been a week since the game in Houston, and I survived. Both my characters did. I actually, when I got there, I was expecting that it was going to be a trap, and my character Kieran was going to die and everything. And the Tremere that showed up, the Lord of the Region ended up showing up too. Which her immediate thing was, yeah, no, you're not being left alone the entire time tonight, just in case. Which made me kind of happy. I was like, okay, that's good. Especially considering how much experience points I've put into playing Kieran since the beginning and stuff, so that made me pretty happy. I got to play Kieran for roughly about 2 hours. I played him till about 10 o'clock. Uh, my clan is having me do something as the only known like public elder that I'm having to deal with someone who is a problem for them, but not a problem for me, and I have to be the bearer of bad news to somebody else, and I'm in character, and I'm just like, in character, I'm going, oh no, and out of character, I'm just saying this is going to be a lot of fun. About 10 o'clock, I switched over to my other character, Dade, and I got to play with him for a little while, and that was pretty fun. I ended up walking around with earplugs in my ears because he's deaf, and that was pretty amusing because half the time I was watching and really trying to learn how to read lips because some of them were some of the conversations that were going on around me just they were like a lot of emphatic gestures and everything, and I was going, okay, this is cool. Um, After the game was over, both my characters survived, and there was afters. We went to IHOP since this was a featured game, a very large game. There were about 20 of us that took over an area of IHOP, and a friend of mine that came along just for distraction from here, he had to, or he caused a little bit of problem for the wait staff. I've kind of felt a little bad for them, but at the same time, one of the wait staff lied to him, and that's just not the thing to do because he's very, I wouldn't say aggressive, but if he asks for something and it's not there, he'll ask about it, and if you lie to him about it, he just loses it. So that's neither here nor there. But I got to hang out with a lot of the players afterwards at the afters that I haven't seen in a while, and that made me happy. Um, there was a subject that came up that for the Dallasites that was very touch and go for me because it involved friends of mine, and I was just like, we're gonna switch this conversation because I don't feel comfortable with it. But they all respected that and understood my position on it. There was talk about the fact that in the next Chronicle, the one venue that we all want to see back is Werewolf the Apocalypse, and several of us were talking about what you want to do with the new world and sorry, with the new Chronicle if they bring Werewolf back. And my immediate response when they were going around the table and saying, I want to play a Get a Fenris Theurge, or I want to play a Black Fury Ragabash, or things that they're, well, but what do you want to do? And I said, I want to storytell. They're like, what? Yeah, I want to storytell a werewolf. I had the most fun storytelling for that venue. I mean, don't get me wrong, I loved playing it. I had two very good characters, Andros Kuros, who was a born of Black Fury, but he's a guy, so he couldn't stay there, and ended up joining the Children of Gaia. And then after he died in a very, very good way, I mentioned that on the last one. I had Aaron Bryan, who was the kid from The Sixth Sense. If Bruce Willis had never gotten to him, so he was afraid of spirits and stuff. But anyway, although I loved doing that, I also got to storytell a lot. Yes, I am actually wearing my Legion of Superhero shirt because I'm a big fan of the Legion. Uh, I'm only wearing a shirt now because I normally don't. Only reason I'm wearing a shirt is because several friends have commented on, why are you always shirtless and stuff? And the answer to that is, when I'm in my room with my door closed, as I normally am, I generally don't wear any clothes at all. But if it makes people uncomfortable, I'll put on a shirt, and almost all of my shirts are either storyteller or coordinators from the organization, the Camarilla, because I've got like 20, 25 of the suckers, or or I have comic book T-shirts, and this is one of my older ones, and I'm never getting rid of it. And if I can find other Legion shirts, because they're very, very hard to find, I will so be having them again. I got a few Doctor Who shirts and stuff. All my shirts are geeky, except for my dress-up things. My friend Talon's trying to get me to not wear quite so much of those by giving me his cast-offs, which are better than my own, I have to say. I've really digressed, though. Um, uh, Back to after we got back from IHOP, my friends that I was staying in the room with, because we didn't intend to originally have a room in Houston at the hotel, but the couple of people that I went with, they decided they wanted to stick around, and so I got to sleep on the couch, and wasn't really tired, so I ended up going outside and seeing some old friends from Houston that I hadn't seen in a while. I didn't I well, I'd seen them earlier, but I didn't get a chance to talk to them as people, just as our characters. And we got for about like 45 minutes to an hour. I was out there chatting with them, and that was totally awesome because it really reconnected me with a lot of people that I had thought that I wasn't having. I mean, the last time I was talking, I was thinking about leaving the organization and stuff. That conversation and being a part of that and feeling the camaraderie and everything, that really helped remind me of why I'm part of this organization. Which, yeah, the social or sorry, the gaming aspect is fun and stuff, but the social aspect is also equally as cool. And these are people that I've known for years. Being a military brat, I really didn't have a lot of people that I knew that long, maybe 3 to 5 years in my life. And once my father retired from it, by the time the damage had kind of been done, it made it very difficult for me to talk to people and such socially. So having a group of people who know me, that I know, that I feel comfortable with, that make me happy and make me feel included, that is one of the really good reasons that I've decided to stick around and continue in the organization. Anyway, I just thought I would post something about this because I know that several of my friends that I sent my last thing to were curious about my decision on it. So, and that's how I am today. I will talk with you guys later.